The format, I don't know if you wanted to, again this is very personal, but I prefer Word documents or PDFs, just nice and simple. Or you can just pop it in the body of an email, okay? Anyone. It's helpful for me, again another media organisation might be different, I don't know what software they use. Make the text easy to copy and paste. I don't know if this is, this is really specific and really, really personal like I said, but some PDFs don't copy and paste. Does anyone have that where you highlight it, you copy it, you paste it, and it's one line, one letter per line? Does my head in, yeah, it's really, really very frustrating. A big one, do not put media release in your subject line. Do not put media release. We get 80 and 100, and that's just me. Our editorial secretary probably gets 3 times that amount at her general editorial address. If she sees a big block of media releases, what's she going to do, you know? So instead put what it's actually about, a couple of words summary, or just summarise your message, okay, in that subject line. That's really important. Some people also attach their Word document or PDF and then just copy and paste, say, the first 2 or 3 lines in the body of a message as a bit of a teaser. That's really good too. It gives you a quick at-a-glance summary, and then you can, either look at it straight away or no, I'll go back later and read that properly. Basic stuff, but use a standard font size and colour. It looks more professional. We do get the occasional rainbow press release, which I don't know why you would bother wasting the time. Yeah, maybe. The clip art going crazy, that's, yeah, not necessary.
So no smiley face.
No. No. Keep it short, always think of the end user and how we'll view it and use it. And the majority of people I deal with own small businesses, like a lot of you in the room. Many have never sent a press release, like most of you in the room. And I sometimes ask them to email me if they just do a cold call with some dot points summarising their business, if they don't want to write a media release, okay? And basically I want those dot points to tell me, I'll just finish this point, justify to me why I should put them in the paper. I know that sounds ruthless, but we have very small amount of space for stories. So, and can I tell you about half the people I asked to do that don't do it. So that's interesting. I know. So they're calling me for some coverage, and then the minute I maybe make it a little bit hard for them, it turns some people off. So yeah. Sorry, John.
Oh, just 2 quick questions. Both of these press releases you're handing around have got media release at the top.
Yeah.
So you're saying don't put that?
Don't put media
Media
release.
release
Oh,
at
the
the top?
subject
No,
of the
in
email.
his email.
Or you're just talking about the
sorry.
subject line
Yeah,
in the
in the
email?
subject in the email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
No, that's right. Second
Yeah.
question. They used to always say to double space the lines
Yeah.
in media releases. Do you agree with that, or doesn't matter? Don't care.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little
They used to
easier
do
on
that.
the eye.
Like that was a suggestion, one of the criteria way back.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't matter anymore, probably.
I'd probably lean towards it,
So
perhaps.
it's
but-
really easy to read.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. All right. Almost. How are we going for time? Good. Your mode of communication, as I said, just email it through. It's interesting, more and more these days I'm getting story ideas from Facebook and Twitter and the occasional LinkedIn message. But I prefer the old school, just direct email, a bit more formal. That's just personal. And I said the length, 1 page, is that holy grail. I know it can feel like it's impossible sometimes, but even if you have to shrink the font size, go for it. What about photos? This is a tricky one, okay? So most media organisations, we tend to prefer to take our own, but resources at newspapers, like everywhere else, are also getting scarcer, okay? So if it's appropriate and if your story can be better sold with something visual, by all means send some photos through as attachments, but please make sure they're high quality and all of those things that a good photo should be are there, okay? So there's a guy at work who's got a wall of shame for all these contributed photos, and they're a mess of just, blurry, badly framed, dark, all those things. You know what a good photo is. If you can, pay a professional to take some photos if you really need that visual element to sell your story. We preferred simple JPEGs, 1 or 2 meg, up to 4 each is fine. So that's just, something to consider. pressing send now and following up. So if you don't know who to send your media release to, which a lot of people don't, a simple online search should be a good place to start, or you can ring the reception of the organisation that you want to connect with for advice, just a simple phone call. One of the biggest pet hates for journalists is the follow-up phone call to a media release. Normally it comes from PR companies who I think have a quota of so many follow-up phone calls they've got to make. Just checking to see if we've received the damn thing, you know. I mean, chances are if it hasn't bounced back, we have, you know. So leave the ball in our court and we will follow up. Trust me, you know, if we want to take it any further. It just wastes our time, those phone calls. So if you want to check in on the progress of your media release, send another email maybe a week later, okay? And that really helps if you've got a specific person. I was mentioning before about our editorial secretary's email address. She's the one who gets, this is just a massive, you know, catch-all for all the media releases. Maybe don't send a follow-up to somebody like that, but if you've got a specific person like me, by all means, yeah, follow up maybe a week later. If you want to be sneaky and find out for certain if a media outlet's going to run your story, and you've got some really killer photos that have gone along with it, send those photos as low-res attachments, so little thumbnails, poor quality, and put a note down the bottom saying we're having to supply high-res images upon request. That's a good tactic, I've found, because then you will be able to tell once you get that phone call, oh well, they're going to use it, okay? What else? In terms of distribution houses out there, I'm not sure what they charge, but there are places like PR Web and PR Wire and MediaNet, which I think you can just, I don't know if there's a fee, I presume, and you just load, I don't know much about them, you load your site, load your press release to them, and they take care of the distribution and you pay for that. Don't have much to do with them, so I try and comment. Maybe, does anyone else have any?
I've used them previously, they're quite pricey.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But they do get it out there, most of them.
That's worth it, would you say, or?
If you've got the money to, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Show a reflected image here.
Okay, yep, great. I'm almost wrapping up, so I was going to talk about gimmicks and freebies. So sometimes, although a lot less lately, which was probably a sign of the times, an organisation will send a press kit through the old mail, snail mail, with some funny, quirky prop, you know, like a free gift, a link to a free trial of what they're offering or the product. It can be fun and it can be engaging, and it certainly gets the newsroom talking. Take it from me. Back in July, when the Garden Expo was on up at Nambour, the media team were great. They sent every single, just about it seemed, they're still on everyone's desk, a little desktop plant, like a little mondo grass in like a glass little, has a bit of, you know, moss or something underneath, and yeah, so we're all managing to keep them alive so far. So the air conditioning hasn't killed it yet. So something like that, and it was branded with, you know, the Queensland Garden Expo and the dates and the website. So I've only ever been on the receiving end of those things, but I must say I'm not sure there'd be a very good return on investment, because I'd imagine a lot of those things would be costly and they're kind of bulky and to send and postage. So that's your call, but it's an option if you want to get noticed, you know.